All what? Has been given to who?
Jesus.
All what? Has been given to who?
Jesus.
All has been given to?
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 Jesus.
So then he says, now go.
Go.
In Val's translation of the Bible, it says, so. Go.
Go.
Now.
Now.
Go.
Go.
So.
So.
Go.
Go.
Now.
Now.
Go.
Go.
So.
So.
Go.
Go.
So now I'm going to say the first part, you say the second part. Now.
Go.
So.
Go.
Now.
Go.
So.
Go.
Are y'all whispering or is there something?
Go. Go.
Now.
Go.
So.
Go.
Now.
Go.
So.
Go.
Now.
Go.
So.
Go.
All go has been given. All
Power.
has been given to.
Jesus.
All
Power.
has been given to.
Jesus.
All
Power.
has been given to.
Jesus.
So.
Go.
Now.
Go.
All
Power.
has been given to.
Jesus.
All
Power.
has been given to.
Jesus.
So.
Go.
Now.
Go.
So.
Go.
Now.
Go.
Why are you going so slow? So.
Go.
Now.
Go.
So.
Go.
Now.
Go. Go. Go.
We'll get there.
Go.
So I've been to Africa. I've been to Mexico. I've been to a lot of different places in the world. I've been to Europe. I've been in Egypt. I've been to Jamaica. You get there when you get there. It's no problem. I've been to a lot of places taking the message of Jesus. Jesus said, all has been given to.
Jesus.
All has been given to.
Jesus.
So,
Go.
he says, so because all of that power has been given to me, go into all of the world and tell the good news. Go into all of the world and tell the. Go into all of the world and tell the. Go into all of the world and tell the. I'll let you ask in a minute. Put your hand down. Go into all of the world and tell the good news. So Jesus is saying to his disciples, all the power in the world has been given to me. You are my disciples. You are my friends. So
Go.
now,
Go.
go where?
Anywhere.
Lift your hands. I can't hear. I want to ask. Yes, thank you for lifting your hand.
Everywhere.
Go everywhere. Give me some specifics. Lift your hands. So now go where?
Everywhere.
I'll only call on those who have their hands lifted and smiling. You can't look like you want to fight me like this. Go where?
Go to Poland.
Go to Poland? That's interesting. Abby Burton. Go
around the earth.
Go round the earth. I need some specifics because round the earth I could just be flying in a spaceship or something. But that's good. But go where? We got Poland. Guatemala. You know I've gone to Guatemala for 10 years. Teluche Village. Guatemala. Go where?
Russia.
Go to Russia. Good. Go where?
Japan.
Japan. Go where? Brazil. Go where?
Scotland.
Scotland. Go where? Germany. Go where?
Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi. Cool. Go where?
He took mine.
He took yours. Go where?
Thailand.
Thailand. We're going to Thailand this summer. Go where?
To Africa.
Oh, to Africa. Go where? Go to, is that on the current map? Go where?
Vietnam.
Vietnam. We're going to Vietnam this summer. Go where?
Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City! Go where?
China.
China. I'm going to China this summer. Go where?
Sweden.
Sweden. Go where?
Kansas City.
Kansas?
I've already been there. Yeah.
Cool. Where else? Yes.
Canada.
Canada. Where?
Alaska.
Alaska.
Tokyo.
Tokyo.
Africa.
Africa. She said it.
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
London.
Linden? London. Okay. I was like, Linden? I need to get there soon.
Maine.
Maine.
Iraq.
Iraq. Ooh. Go with Jesus to Iraq. Absolutely. Caden?
California.
California.
Disneyland.
Disneyland needs the gospel, yes. Korea.
Huh?
Huh? No. Yes.
Iceland.
Iceland.
Idaho.
Idaho.
Oh, that's what it was.
What?
Greenland.
Greenland.
Hollywood.
Don't yell out.
Hollywood.
Hollywood, absolutely.
Florida.
Florida.
Virginia.
Virginia. We're missing a really important place. Like, it's a smaller place, but we're
Altus,
missing
New
it.
Mexico.
You gotta lift your hands. I won't call if you're talking. We're missing a particular. Yeah. Oh, Texas. Thank you for the love, my brother. But I'm thinking of some small town.
What's the letter?
Name, I forget what it's called. No. Are you talking, or is your hands lift? Are your hands lifted? Somebody who. Yeah.
Altus.
Altus.
This is Altus.
Exactly.
Oh.
And do you know what I did yesterday right here in Altus? I fed poor people who don't have enough money for food. Did you know they lived here? Hands down. Yesterday, we prayed with people who have no money to go to the doctor for their medical bills. Yesterday, we gave meals to people that if we had not given them meals, they would not have eaten. That's right here in Altus. So when Jesus says, go, because all power has been given to me, we're like, China. I'll go to China. I'll go to Mexico. I'll go to Africa. I'll go to Asia. But you don't think, I'll go to Altus. I'll go to my neighbor's house. Do you know, don't talk, do you know that God doesn't want to send you to the nations to go do great things if you won't go to your neighbors? So when Jesus says, go into all the world, sometimes we think, go everywhere, but to your neighbor's house. I'll talk to them. They're annoying. Okay. But the Bible is so clear that when Jesus says, go into all the world, he even means go into your house and be a witness of who Jesus is. Go to your neighbor. I'll let y'all ask questions at the end. Go to the end of the block. Go to your school and don't be ashamed of Jesus. Go to your football team. Oh. Go to your basketball team. Oh, wait, that's a little too close. Calm down, okay? Jesus is for church. No, Jesus is for everyone. And Jesus, I'll let you ask at the end, is for everywhere. And so when Jesus says, all has been given to
Jesus.
all
Power.
has been given to
Jesus.
all
Power.
has been given to
Jesus.
So
Go.
now
Go.
he's talking to you. This verse is not written for like old people from the old times riding donkeys around. Oh, that verse was for those, donkey people riding around on camels and donkeys and going from town to town. That's not for us. When Jesus said all has been given to
Jesus.
all
Power.
has been given to
Jesus.
all
Power.
has been given to
Jesus.
so
Go.
now
Go.
he's talking to you. And you say, well, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm in elementary school, okay? So I can't quite pay for my plane ticket to China, okay? I can't just hop up into the Hummer, Miss Jade, and go to Mexico, okay? He's not asking you to. Can you walk to your neighbor's yard?
Yes.
Can you walk to the end of the block?
Yes.
Can you tell them in the cafeteria at school?
Yes.
Now, do you have to go up to them and say, hey, listen, let me tell you something about Jesus. Everybody look like John the Baptist of your school. Eating, you just bring in a handful of locusts, just act like you're eating them, and you have honey in this hand. Listen! Be baptized! I got water bottles right here. I'll baptize you. You better repent now. Repent now. Is that what you need to do?
No.
Goodness gracious. No, but you know what you need to do? You need to come in in, you say, you know what, I've got this crazy story I got to tell y'all. And they say, oh, I love crazy stories. And you say, I knew this girl. She had spinal meningitis and she was brain dead and she was supposed to die, but they prayed for her. And instead of dying, she lived. And not only did she live, but she lived and she was walking and she was talking and she wasn't brain dead and she was preaching the gospel all over the world. And then you say, you know what, that little girl was me. Right. Literally me. And you tell them your story. Well, you say, Miss Jade, I'm only 5. I don't really have a story, okay? But sure you do. Stop yelling out, young man. Sure you do. You tell them, have you ever been sad? Be honest. Quit being afraid like no one else gets sad. Have you ever been sad? Yeah. Hands down. Have you ever been super angry? Like you wanted to like fight somebody, maybe your sister, maybe a friend at school? Hands down. Have you ever been really lonely, but you didn't want to say anything, but you felt really alone? Thank you for your honesty. Really alone. But you didn't tell anybody. Come here. Come here. Come here. First of all, you got cool glasses on. I love you, man. This guy said, I was, but I didn't tell anybody. I was too, and I didn't tell anybody. But now we're telling each other. What helped you through it?
I don't know.
Do you think maybe it could have been God?
I didn't tell anybody.
Without showing up and being, what's your name? Dylan. Maybe he, huh? Dalen. Is that right? Okay. Maybe he didn't show up and go, Dalen, I remove all sadness now, Dalen, and I replace now upon you the joy of my spirit. But maybe when you weren't looking, he was just behind you, and all your sadness, he came and he lifted it up and he took it on himself, and he, you know, because nobody can just remove sadness. Without power of God, it doesn't change. You think maybe God helped you through that? Maybe. It's possible. So, thank you for sharing. So, you have a story if you've ever been sad, if you've ever been down, if you've ever been depressed, if you've ever been lonely, if you've ever had drama in your family and nobody really knows about it, but you know the Lord brought you through, that's something you can share. You know, my parents were divorced when I was 11 years old. Yeah, that was traumatic for me. That was crazy. And so now when people tell me, I'm going through this, I don't know what I'm going to do, I say, you know what? I know that God is going to have your back. I know that everything's going to be okay in the middle of this crazy time. Because God was with me when I went through it. I know God will be with you. So what I'm doing is I'm going in the name of Jesus to that person. So this verse is not like for the Miss Jades, you know, the people who go into all these other countries. Like that verse is for you and Natalie and Beatriz and Val. Like that's not for us. That's only for those crazy people who go to crazy places. No, this verse is for you to go to your neighbor. But you say, well, what do I do? How do I go to my neighbor with the gospel? You tell me. Don't yell it out. Give me some ideas. How do I go to my neighbor with the gospel? Yeah.
Knock on their door and ask them to pray with you.
Knock on their door. Whoa, that's crazy. There's some boldness in that, right? Your heart's all pounding, your knees are shaking. You're like, what if they don't like me? You know, and maybe you bring like some cookies or something. Because, you know, I'd let anybody pray with me. You bring some cookies, you know what I'm saying? You say, can I pray with you? What kind of cookies you got in your hand? Wonderful. You can be as bold to knock on their door and say, can I pray with you today? What else? Yes.
You can walk over to their house and bring a Bible with you and start reading Bible stories.
You can ask them, hey, do you want to hear one of these stories? You want to sit down and go? And that could even be some of the children in the neighborhood, right? They're all out playing games, this and that. Maybe you start leading a Bible study. What? That's crazy. You know what Natalie and I do? We just whip up, all the kids are playing out in the neighborhood, and we just whip up and we went and bought a bunch of cupcakes, and we're like, hey, everybody, come over here, we got cupcakes. So all the kids come running. We hand them out some cupcakes, and they say, where were y'all? Because they never know where I'm at. So we say, oh, we were in Oklahoma. What are you doing in Oklahoma? Well, we're preaching, we're teaching. We rolled up last time, we had all kind of candy from Mexico. They went nuts over that candy. They always come up, what do you have? Where have you been? It's an open door. How else can you reach your neighbor?
Well, yesterday when you guys the cards, we kind of split them. And then my friend Madeline, I told her I had all these cards. And she said, well, why don't we put them in people's mailboxes around the neighborhood?
Come
But
on.
then I was thinking, like, what if they see us and they're thinking they're stealing our mail or something? So we're just riding around the neighborhood, and then I'll give her some cards, and then we'll put them all in the mailboxes, and then like we did that for like 3 hours. And
That is so cool. You know, Natalie and I and Val and B, we've done this. We've gone in multiple different cities in Alabama. We used to just walk around and we'd open their mailbox and we'd slide in something that said you're worth more than the stars to God. That Jesus loves you. You know, we think those things are silly, but have you ever been like somebody comes up to you and they're like, I really care about you. And you hear it all the time and it's like no big deal, but have you ever been going through something was really hurting your feelings or something, and then somebody comes up to you and says, I really care about you, and it means something more, right? You're like, man, I never thought that sentence could mean so much. You never know what that person is feeling that you leave something in their mailbox and they open it and they see that thing. You never know, it could change their whole life. Yeah.
Those cards that you gave us, before she did that, my dad dropped us off at the nail salon with our parents.
Yeah.
And we went around and like everybody in the nail salon gave them a card.
You gave one of those cards to everyone in the nail salon?
Yeah.
Come
Every
on.
customer and every worker and everything.
Come
And then
on.
when we left, everyone waved at us, or smiling at us, and then they asked her mom, they said, are these two yours? And then Zoe's mom said, no, this is her friend. And then they're like, well, have a very good day.
Wow. So when you read this verse, it was go now into the nail salon. Go now to the mailbox. Go now to Miss Cindy Lou Who at the end of the block. Go now. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Yes.
Is it starting to make sense?
Yes.
How else can you go to your neighbor? Now I'm thinking, I need better glasses than this. Can I use yours? And you can use mine. Don't try to see too. Holy mackerel. Okay. Is it okay if I use these? Okay. My name is going to now be Mrs. Manders. Mrs. Manders. And I am an old lady. Does anyone have some kind of a cane I can use? I need the blue bag. Absolutely need the blue bag. That's right in front of the sound booth. She can get it. No, let her get it right there in the tutu. That's perfect. Okay. Thank you so much for this. We're getting here. I don't know if the leather jacket's going to work, Val. I think I need your cardigan. We made. Oh, perfect. Thank you so much. Perfect. All right.
No.
All right. We're getting there. Okay. Oh goodness, I don't want to break your glasses.
Indeed has an old lady
Well, all right. Now here comes Mrs. Manders with her all too small cane.
Didn't you turn it around and get onto that little
part?
This part?
Yeah.
Well, I think this is the part that helps you not fall. No? Y'all know better than me, right? You're all old. Okay, you've all been there. All right. So Mrs. Manders can't hardly get home to her door. And so Mrs. Manders, when she goes to the grocery store, she can't hardly get all of her groceries out of the back of the truck. And Miss Manders, when she comes, she tries to pick the weeds out of her, goodness gracious, these spectacles. And Mrs. Manders, when she comes home, she can't hardly pick the weeds out of her garden. And she tries, but she threw her back out. You know, about 20 years ago. And Mrs. Manders' children are all grown now, and they all live in different places in the world. And so she's a little bit lonely, and she can't quite get her. She can't quite. It's something funny, young man. She can't seem to quite get to her house. She can't quite seem to get to her. This floor looks a lot closer than it is with these glasses on. And she can't seem to. Her groceries out, and she can't get the weeds out of the garden, and she just can't quite get it. Even this bag is hard to carry. And I wonder if there was anybody who had ever read that verse in Matthew 28. That verse about going to everybody. Oh, I'm getting tired. I sure hope I can make it to my door. I'm getting kind of tired. And
Do you need help?
Excuse me?
Do you need help?
Oh, good. Oh, well, thank you. Well, thank you. Well, this side's kind of weak. I don't know if I can.
Miss Manders, where's your truck?
My truck. I forgot where my truck is. I leave my truck's right over here. Okay.
Right here?
Can you leave? Yeah, right over there's my truck. Oh, goodness. I need somebody in the back over here to help. Oh, thank you.
Oh, here's your cake.
Oh, thank you.
Wow. Open it. Now, right here.
Can I ask you a question, young lady?
Who?
You and you
Yeah.
and you. Can I ask, where are you going? Come here. Can I ask you why you're helping me like this?
Because you're a human being and God created you. Because God loves you. Because God loves you. Because we want to be like Jesus.
Wow. Okay, so are y'all only going to help me to the car, or y'all going to sit down and have some lemonade with me?
Sit down and help you.
You have some lemonade? So okay, now give them a big hand clap. Come on, y'all are amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much. How could you see? Now, do you get the point?
Yes.
People don't need to ask you to help them. If they can hardly stand up straight, they need you to help them. And do you know how much it means to somebody who's lonely for you to say, hey, do you want to come and have some lemonade? Or I can come in and make some lemonade. We can sit down and have some lemonade. Maybe we can play some cards. And do you know that old lady's whole world would change? Mrs. Manders might even accept the Lord. And you say, she didn't have a preacher coming to her house. She didn't have somebody teach her. She didn't have the piano playing and somebody was singing. You mean to tell me she just had a couple of kids help her get in her house?
No.
A couple of kids help her pick the weeds out of her garden? A couple of kids wash her car without having to ask? A couple of kids to help her walk inside to grab her cane to take her groceries? My goodness, this is looking like the gospel. Do you see how easy it is to be a disciple of Jesus? Isn't that wonderful? People think, how can I serve God? How can I live for God Almighty? How can I be a prophet of God? How can I be a preacher of the gospel? How can I be a true disciple? You can help your neighbor. You can bake cookies for your neighbor.
Can I have some cookies?
I don't have any cookies. If I did, you could have them all. Yes.
Maybe I'll
Quiet, yes.
You could go around your neighborhood and ask if they need prayer.
Yes. You can do all kind of stuff. You can be as creative as you want to be. But when Jesus said all
power
has been given to
Jesus.
all has been given to
Jesus.
So
Go.
now.
Go.
So he says so,
Go.
but then he says,
Now.
then he says,
Go.
no, then he says now. Then he says,
Go.
now.
Go.
Go. What time?
Now.
When?
Now. 11:18.
Go
11:18.
now. Listen. That means that today, if you heard this message, you should go and do something today.